recording.
What's up? This is Josh from Box Up Nation.
Hey, what's up? It's John.
And this is Paul.
All right, today we're going to be talking about past fights, upcoming fights, and possible fights. Those are our topics, but we're going to get straight into past fights that happened. We're going to talk about Cotto versus Ali and Lomachenko versus Ringondale. All right, so let's get into Cotto versus Ali. What do you guys have to say about that fight, man?
Cotto, he tried his best. He did. It was his last fight. He fought a younger guy. The young guy brought it to him. He rocked Cotto a few times, which surprised me because that dude's not known for his power. But maybe it's just the age of Cotto. Maybe the speed of Ali was apparent. And usually Cotto's pretty fast, but Ali just outboxed him for the most part. Cotto couldn't get off a big shot, and the shots that he did land didn't do anything to Ali. So UD for Ali. Have no quarrels with that. That was a fair fight, and I'm glad they called it the right way.
Yeah, I totally agree. I just feel like, I think Cotto put on a great show, like, for his age and for the fact that he's not a big guy. He's fighting big guys. Ali, let's not get it twisted. The guy can fight. He can box. I mean, he was an Olympian in 2008, I believe, in Beijing. He got a good style of fighting. He's a boxer puncher. He could punch. He's not a known puncher, like you said. But he does have speed. He's real quick. The shots you can't see are the ones that hurt the most. And I feel like he did catch Cotto with them straight punches. I believe he hit him with what is he? He's orthodox stance fighter, right? I think so. He hit him with a right hand a few times that rocked him. But like you said, Cotto's not a young guy. I mean, you can't take shots. And not only that, he's fighting at a weight class that's not really ideal for him. Let's just be honest. But he did.
Did he knock him down?
I don't think he knocked him down.
He rocked him.
No, he rocked him though. Yeah, he rocked Ali. And Ali knew he had to be cautious because you saw what happened to him when he fought Jesse Vargas. He got tagged and that was it. He didn't go to sleep, but he got stopped. And he knew he had to be cautious and careful with Cotto because he felt that Cotto still had a little. He could crack. Cotto can crack, but that's not like it's boxing. Whenever you move up in weight, the power's not the same. You can't get off with the same type of leverage, but it still shows to a certain degree, But I mean, that's what the story was, The younger guy came in and did what he had to do and beat the legend. But the legend put on a great show. I'm glad he hanged up the gloves. And it was not the best way to go out, but it was a great performance, and I'm glad he's retired. And he had a great career.
Yeah, I mean, he could have got knocked out.
That would have been the worst case scenario. But he put on a show, and the people at the end of the fight, you could see that. What do you think, Paul? What do you have to say about that?
Well, like for that fight, it's like I don't know. I thought it was a good. I thought that last fight for Cotto just showed like what Cotto's career was. Like no matter what, he's always there to fight. He's always going to try to win. Great technical boxing. Got his shots in. Just watching that last fight just kind of is a good like a summarization of like what type of fighter Cotto was. Because like you see how other people fight, even when they get hit, even when you're not doesn't look like they're gonna win the fight. Cotto stick in there, but other fighters can quit. And it's like,
or they just show no enthusiasm to be in the fight. Like, for example, like when Eric Morales fought Danny Garcia the second time, he just really just like, screw it, I'm here for it. Like, it seemed like he was just like, I got paid, fuck it. Yeah. Cotto goes to fight every single time. Don't get me wrong, Eric Morales the first fight with DSG was good, but aside from that, like it's just Cotto comes to fight. It did summarize who he was as a fighter, and I think that was a great fight for him. But let's get into Lomachenko versus Ringondale. It was the most anticipating fight, most exciting fight, I've never seen a fight be built. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was the way they built it up was great to me from a boxer head. We gotta see this fight. We gotta see this fight. Got the fight, and it was just trash. I wouldn't say it was a snooze fest because I thought it was entertaining for me because I'm a boxing head, but it sucked. The end results sucked. Loma did his thing. I was going for Rigo, but I think Rigo was mentally beat. I think he knew he had nothing for this guy who was much faster, much stronger, hit
that's
harder.
mentally and physically beat. In that fight.
Yeah, both. It was both. I think, but more so mentally, bro. Like, I honestly think there was nothing wrong with his hand. I think he just knew he had nothing for him. He knew he was gonna lose the fight decisively. He was losing decisively, and I feel like he could have brought the fight, but he didn't have it in him to bring it out and make it a nasty or dirty fight, or to mix it up with the Chenko, you know.
I think the biggest thing was he came in thinking he was gonna win, and then he was throwing shots, missing. He was getting
Got
hit.
discouraged.
He never got hit so many times and then he never missed as many times. And he was like, "Oh, I'm getting hit. I'm getting hurt." You know, he was winning with the bigger dude. The stuff that he was usually works on everybody else wasn't working for him, and he wasn't throwing enough punches. And then he realized, I'm outgunned. I'm getting outboxed. I'm getting embarrassed. I don't want to fight no more. And I really think he just quit.
Oh yeah, that's how I felt. I really think he was just physically and mentally, more so mentally beat, and he was like, "Screw this," you know. Like it just, I don't know. I lost. Like I respect him as a boxer, and I respect anybody who gets in the ring and puts their life on the line. But when you're talking all that trash, you call this guy out, and you don't bring the fight, and I seen bits of it. Like he could have brought the fight, and you quit and say your hand hurts. I mean, to me, it's bullshit.
I mean, Lomachenko, I mean, he has that effect on people, but not. I mean,
Lomachenko,
I
that's the
would
new name
expect
for
more
him.
from Rigo.
Rigo, you know, you're like, come on, there was so much pride on the line when you just let the man
and
beat
you just quit.
You quit.
At least get knocked out.
I mean, I would have more respect if he got
especially
knocked
you roll
out.
the dice and you throw big punches and you get knocked out. Like I'm like, well, he tried to win.
He tried to win, you know, but you quit. Like a great example of something similar to that was be another Cuban boxer, Yorkis Gamboa, when he fought Crawford. He put everything on the line.
Put it all on the line.
You have more respect when somebody does that, you know, like
nobody puts a gun to your head and tells you, I want you to box. So you choose this life, and if you're not willing to pay the price, don't box.
Exactly. I mean, Roy Jones says it all the time. This is what you signed up for. I don't care if your hand's broken. I don't care if this is what you signed up for and you fight. And I respect that you want to protect your health and all, but sometimes it's like this is what you signed up at the same time. So it's like a double-bladed sword. What you got to say, Polio?
Well, how many fans did Rigo lose? Like, can he get another big fight after that?
That's a great question. I personally don't want to even see him fight again. Like, y'all can call me whatever y'all want. Say I'm just a sore loser or whatever. But come on, man, the biggest fight of your career and you quit. Like bro, they had a hard time making this fight happen. They make it happen, and you give them the post production of this fight that you gave was just terrible, bro. Like,
I mean, honestly, I feel like there was a lot of people ducking him for sure, and also too the networks didn't want to mess with him because he was quote unquote born, and he just proved them right, man. And there might be more people willing to fight him now because they see, oh, he does quit, he can be beat. Maybe I can get a crack at him, but at the same time, I don't think he's gonna pique the public's interest because he's boring, and then he did quit. So
basically, his marketability took like a big crash when he gave that type of performance.
His stock is
maybe,
and I would say his stock went down a whole lot. You know, like whenever Lemieux fought Triple G or when somebody fought somebody, and it actually, even though he lost, it actually elevated him and got bigger fights. I don't know what fight it was. I know it was David Lemieux, but they saw a fight with him and they're like, okay, I like it. Even though he lost, we can make big fights with this guy. And I feel like that didn't happen for Rigo. I think after he took this L, like why would anybody want to fight? He's old. He's good. Like you said, I get what you said too. Like it may draw interest of other people who may have been scared. Now, oh, I want to fight him. You know, like he really ain't what he is. I can see that too. But like, is it gonna draw enough interest for networks to actually make it happen? Like for me,
I mean, maybe on the lower level.
Maybe if it's free or something, maybe.
I mean,
but even
Gamboa,
at that,
Gamboa still fights sometimes.
But Gamboa, the difference with Gamboa, he's exciting though. He throws, you know. Even though he did, I don't know what's up with these Cuban fighters, man. This is to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They come here and I don't know.
I mean, but Rigo ain't spring chicken. He old.
Yeah, that's true.
No. I mean, not taking anything away. I mean, but he is older, bro. He's old.
I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. The Cubans have not done so well.
I mean, they do for a short while, but I mean, everybody has
got
a downfall.
out. Yeah, but it's like,
probably.
I mean, but Rigo did quit though.
Yeah,
well,
so did Rigo, so did
Gamboa.
Yeah. So I don't know what it's like. They talk all this shit. They get these fights, and I don't know. I mean, they're great fighters. Don't get me wrong.
Well, maybe it's like how many years they spent in the amateurs because they're from Cuba.
Yeah. But I don't think that has nothing to do with it. I mean, yeah, for some people, but those not with like
there was
Gamboa,
a lot of nuances involved, but it's just like
I mean, you see what Guillermo did to Nonito Donaire when he first came
beat
up.
The shit out of him.
You know what I mean? So it's just, I mean, that's not really nothing to do with it. He came in there with what, less than like 8 fights or something like that, and then you seen what Lomachenko did in 2 fights. You know, he challenged Siri Salido for the championship.
The second fight, yeah.
Yeah. So you mean that in that yeah, at that level, those people are so good. You can't. You know, you can't. It's just they're just gonna translate well into professional boxing. Some amateur champions can't, but however those style of fighters did. So it's not. I don't think it's that.
Also too like so we did talk about the past fights. Let's move on to upcoming fights, which are really exciting. Well, for me, let's Errol Spence Jr. versus Lamont Peterson. That's gonna be a badass fight because Lamont Peterson comes to fight.
Lamont
He comes
Peterson,
to fight.
I think, is not gonna do very well with Earl Spence.
Oh no, but it's gonna to me. I think he's gonna lose easily. I think Errol Spence is gonna dog him. Like I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna come in there because you got a guy from. He comes from Headbangers Boxing Gym, and if you go to Instagram and you follow those Boog Headbanger or whatever his name, he's a coach there. That he's always showing them like going at it like head to head like Mexican style, and they like to fight. They like to bring it. And come on, Errol Spence is from Texas. You know how Texas fighters get down. He's not scared to throw down and mix it up and sit in the pocket.
I honestly feel like Earl Spence is the real boogeyman of that division. I think a lot of people don't want to fight.
He's a boogeyman. Yeah. But it's gonna be a great fight. I think it's gonna be a fight where they go head to head, and Errol Spence is gonna knock him. He might knock him down with a hook. He might, or hurt him with the body shot and just walk him down.
I mean, he comes to fight. He does have skill, but I just think Earl Spence.
I think Errol Spence can walk him down
man.
or hit him with a body shot and knock him out.
He has power. He's fast.
Yeah. Don't get it twisted though. I mean, he got a puncher's chance. Let's just be honest. Lamont does have a puncher's chance, but
I think
Errol Spence is a strong.
He's a
147
young man. He's hungry too. So.
He's a beast. What do you got to say, Paul?
I think that one's like pretty easy to call. I think Spence just knocks the crap out of Lamont Peterson.
I can see it happening, but it's.
I think so
I don't know.
too.
I can't put a finger on that
well,
one.
he knocked out.
I could definitely see him stopping him and knocking him out, but it's like I can't just put my finger on it.
I can see him
slick. I can say it.
What do you think?
I think he can get slick.
I think so too. I mean, if Lucas Matisse could do it, I think Errol Spence hits harder. I think so. He's bigger too. He's bigger than Matisse.
Yeah. It's like when he finished Aldrich, I was like, because my thing is like Aldrich's tough. Like Aldrich, usually doesn't get knocked out.
He beat Aldrich's ass.
So that's what I'm saying.
He beat him bad. I don't know, but Peterson's a tough guy too.
See,
like
Peterson is
he's
tough,
bro, but he can take a beating. So, but
Aldrich could take a beating too, and he got squashed.
But the big difference between Peterson and Algeria is that Peterson can crack.
Peterson is a dog though. Like he can
punch. Algeria can't punch.
That's true.
I think that was exciting. You see the excitement in us. Let's talk about another exciting fight. Danny Swift Garcia versus Brandon Bam Bam Rios. That's gonna be I don't care what anybody. That's gonna be a badass fight. And I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight for DSG. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Rios is hungry. He's been out the game. He's been training. He switched up trainers. I think he's ready to get back and put on the show.
I think Rios is past his prime. I think DSG is just gonna go and whoop his ass the whole fight. He may not knock him out, but he's because Rios can't take a punch, but he's gonna whoop Rios' ass.
I believe that DSG is gonna win the fight, but I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be a good, exciting fight. I feel like Rios is gonna bring it, and it's gonna be eye pleasing to anybody who watches this fight. Like whether you're a boxing fan or not a boxing fan, it's gonna be a great fight. But I think DSG wins easily. UD, I don't think he's gonna knock him out, but he can win by knockout. I think he can, but I see it UD more so because Rios can take punches. He can take a shitload of punches.
Yeah, he can take punches, but I just think DSG's gonna whoop him.
Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be a great fight.
Yeah, I think the more likely thing is like DSG beats breaks off for Rios, probably doesn't finish him. But the thing about Danny Garcia right now is like he's been off for whatever reason. He's been off his last 3 fights.
I don't think it's been off. I think he got into a new division and he wasn't warmed up to it. He was real timid and gun shy and scared to throw punches. And not only that, he was fighting.
I mean, you find Keith
Thurman. Like you're just not gonna throw the same punches you throw with the guy.
Although I think if he would have took more risks, he probably.
I think he could have dropped Thurman, but I mean,
I think he could have got the W had he thrown more.
Yeah, if you can't win a fight and fight scary, he fought scary or timid or whatever you want to call it. But I mean, I think he can compete with those guys, and everybody says he cherry picker or he ducks. To a certain degree, I agree with that.
That's true.
But I feel like he's good enough to. actually I feel like he's good enough to knock those guys out if he takes the risk and if he doesn't fight all timid and scared.
I mean, everybody wants to call him a cherry picker, but at the same time, people forget that at
He
the
was
time,
a 440 pound king.
yeah,
He
I mean,
beat
he
the
took
boogeyman,
yeah,
Batista.
he beat dangerous people at times where they're dangerous. He didn't wait for them niggas to get. I mean, he didn't wait for them. We gotta cut that. We didn't wait for them to get losses. He didn't wait for him to get beat down. He took the challenge and he whooped them.
I mean, he was like, let's not forget, he unified all the titles at 140.
Yep, you can't. I mean,
You can't deny that. That itself is great. Let's talk about um, Adrian Broner versus Omar Figueroa. I think Adrian Broner is you put him. Adrian Broner is tailored to lose to guys who have a high volume punch output. It is. I don't know. Like, you could tell this guy a million times in his head to throw more punches. That's all it needs. That's all he needs to do in a fight. He will win fights easily if he just lets his hands go. But whatever reason, he's gun shy. He's scared to throw. I don't know what it is. He doesn't throw enough punches. And I feel like when I heard about this fight, which I did like literally like maybe an hour and a half ago or an hour ago, I was like, he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose. Omar Figueroa, I hate his stylistic. I think it's ugly, but it works. He throws a lot of punches. He can hit. He can crack. I don't say he's a heavy puncher, but he can hurt people because of the punch output. I feel like he's like Leo Santa Cruz, but he could throw a little harder.
yeah, he got a little more pop.
Pop, yeah. And to me, that's just that's tailor made for Adrian Broner to lose. Like, that's like, if you have a style, you're gonna lose. I don't care. Like, Adrian Broner, he does not do well with people who throw a lot of punches and stay busy. He doesn't. Like, he looks like crap.
I mean, I think AB's about bullshit. You know what I mean? He every time he gets in a big fight, he loses.
Chokes.
He disappoints me, man, because I'm an AB fan. I like
I'm an AB fan too.
And I think if he let punches go and he would go in there, I'm pretty sure like he goes in the gym and he just beats people up. I'm pretty sure, and like if he could translate that into the ring, like, you know, whenever the big stage is on, he could definitely be undefeated, maybe except for Madonna. But I mean, it's just a big disappointment because he gets these big fights, and I'm like, yeah, I want to see AB win because
I want to see the best AB.
Yeah, I want to see him fight these other people and you know give a hell of a fight, but he always comes up short, and he just has a loser's, you know, he has a loser's attitude whenever he does lose about it. You know what I mean? He just, I don't know, man. It's just kind of disappointing, especially when you see the talent. You see it's there.
It's there for, like, he has it. But Paul, what you gotta say, man? Let's get your input.
Well, I think people. Well, if you don't know my thoughts about ABs, like every time a person is like, it's kind of a big moment, and the other guy's more hungry, I think he kind of mentally shuts down. Cause like I think he mentally defeats himself. It's because like you can't tell me that you've been in that ring so many times that you don't know what to do. You have a clue of what to do. He just doesn't choose. He doesn't choose to do it. Whether that's be like a self-destruction nature, I don't know. But I just think he sets himself up to lose when it comes to moments like these.
I see what you're saying. Like I definitely see what you're saying in that. Like, 'cause as a boxer, like, I think every boxer's gone through that. Where like you're like, for example, like for me, like I was sparring and it goes bad. It's like, oh, I'm not doing good. You end up not doing good throughout the whole sparring, or you have multiple sessions, but you just don't do good. And I can see where, like, I can see how that translates for him. Like, I'm on the big stage. I need to perform. He probably mentally breaks down. He just overthinks and he doesn't allow himself to do what he does best, and that's box and throw punches and fight. And maybe he thinks too much. Maybe that's the reason why he doesn't perform like he should. But maybe sometimes, like they say, sometimes you just can't think. Just let your hands go. Like you do this so much, it's muscle memory. Like, you know what punches to throw. You know what combination. You do the combinations all the time on the pads. Like you're a professional boxer that gets paid well. I'm pretty sure you're paying your trainers right. So of course they're gonna do the pads with you, and they're gonna, like, I see it. There's videos of you doing pad work all the time. It's like, come on, let your hands go. But I think Omar beats him easily. UD easily beats him.
I think Omar whoops his ass.
I don't like Omar Figueroa's style.
I don't either. I think it's
I
hate
ugly.
watching him fight.
I don't disrespect him. I think he's a
he's a good fighter.
He's a good fighter.
He
just
comes
his
to
style
fight,
is ugly.
But yeah, I'm just not a fan of that.
That's like a true Mexican Texas style right there.
Yeah, just wild, ugly.
And I don't get mad at people from Texas because we're from Dallas, Texas. So.
How many rounds what's the longest he's been to? Like 10?
No, I think he's
Omar's
fought 12.
fought championship fight. He's done 12 rounds, and he throws a shitload of punches.
That boy don't stop.
He's a what do they call him? He's an engine. He keeps going.
Yeah.
He's like Diesel, bro. He throws a lot of. He's like Leo Santa Cruz. Like, but he hits harder.
Punches.
Like that's his style. Since we're done with past fights, upcoming fights, let's talk about possible fights. I really like this guy. I don't know his first name, but Sanders.
Billy Joe.
Billy Joe Sanders. I always liked his style. I was at the barbershop and they like to talk about boxing. They were like, "What do you think about Billy Joe Sanders versus Lemieux?" And everybody was like, "Oh, because Lemieux's got so much U.S. TV time. They know him more than they know Billy Joe Sanders. But if you're a boxing head, you're in tune with who's who." And I've seen 3 fights of Billy Joe Sanders. Like, this guy can box. He's good. He's really good. And they asked me for who I had. And I was like, easy. Billy Joe Sanders, he gonna box him. And guess what happened? He boxed and outclassed David Lemieux. But we're not talking about that. He called out the man, Triple G. I don't know. It sounds like they kind of sound like they don't want to make it happen, or maybe it's just business. Maybe they want to get the numbers right,
or maybe they want to get the Canelo fight.
Or maybe it's business, and maybe they rather have the Canelo fight. But whatever reason, Billy Joe Sanders is in, making noise. He's been calling him out. I would love to see that. I think that fight would be more competitive or more exciting than the Canelo fight. Billy Joe Sanders, he can fight. He trash talks. He's not gonna be scared. I don't think he would be scared of mixing up with Triple G. I feel like don't get me wrong. I feel like Canelo and Triple G were kind of like timid to share their styles in the ring. But I feel like if Billy Joe Sanders and Triple G get in there, it's just gonna be like they're gonna lay it on the line. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, the first time I ever seen Billy Joe, I've heard his name, but the first time I seen him fight was when he fought Lemieux, and I was hoping Lemieux would go in there and knock his ass out because he was talking mad shit, but. Lemieux just went over. He wasn't doing the stuff he was supposed to. And Billy Joe, to his credit, he boxed him beautifully. I mean, he's just a slick boxer. He comes from the same camp as Kell Brook, so Kell Brook can get down. So, and I like Kell Brook's style.
I like his style too.
Billy Joe's style is probably about the same, and he's just a bigger dude, man. He was slick. He outboxed and outfoxed Lemieux, and so honestly, I think. If he fought Triple G, although Triple G is a little more dangerous than David Lemieux, he has a little more fight IQ and definitely a lot more power.
More fight IQ.
But I mean, we've seen that fighters that give Triple G a lot of trouble are fighters that move and slick boxers. And Billy Joe's a bigger dude. He was bigger than David Lemieux, and David Lemieux's a big guy, so he's gonna probably be about the same size. Triple G, probably bigger and a hell of a lot slicker. So Triple G will have his hands full, and I think he can catch an L.
I think Billy Joe can be the one that can give him his full self.
And I honestly think Canelo gave him his L. It's just Canelo didn't stay in there and slug it out with him like he should have a little more. He just moved a little too much and he looked submissive.
Yeah, I think that fight was kind of weird to call. That's a tough fight to call.
Yeah, I could see it either way and a draw.
Yeah. Triple G though, I like Triple G. Like you said, he I don't know, his style is weird. Like, he comes forward, but he likes to like throw punches and mix it up, but he boxes too at the same time. So I think it throws a lot of people off because like he's coming forward and throwing these punches, but he's setting you up at the same time. Like, that's the IQ in that is very high. Like, I've boxed people like that, and it's like I hate that style because they keep coming and they're setting you up. And you as a boxer, you're trying to be slick and move around the ring and trying to figure it out and counter them and do your thing, but it throws you off because they're doing their thing at the same time as they're coming forward, and as you're moving to the side, it's interesting for sure. But Triple G has a great style, man.
What you think, Paulie?
That fight, because like he might see like, okay, maybe not the best hitting fight, but I don't know, maybe that's something possible after they do the Canelo match.
I don't think the marketability or like the money aspect is the problem, because they can do that fight in the UK or in Europe. It's gonna sell out because Triple G, he can sell asses in Europe, and Billy Joe Sanders is gonna definitely sell asses in the UK. So put asses and seats in the UK. So it wouldn't be ideal to do it in the States. It would be more ideal to do it in overseas.
Yeah.
But the Triple G and the Canelo fight would have to be done here because they're two American household names, even though they come from different countries.
Yeah.
So if they make the Billy Joe Sanders fight, the most optimal thing for them as their business owners or their management team is to have it done in the UK if they do that. But that's a great fight. You can continue on what you were saying, Kyle.
That's pretty much it. It's like, pretty much like kind of repeat what y'all said. It's like, I'd be like a very interesting fight to see Triple G fight Billy Joe Saunders because like Billy Joe probably can keep on the outside for most of the fight.
I think he'd be strong enough to do it. Because, like, to box somebody like that strong, you have to be a strong and smart boxer. You can't be a weak boxer, like, because you'll get mauled through, you'll get walked down eventually. You have to be able to stand your ground and maintain that for
'Cause
20. I think Billy Joe can do that.
Because basically, think about it like this: like, imagine if Kell Brook was a little bit bigger and
Yeah.
was like can carry like the weight. That might be the fight we see if Billy Joe Saunders fights Triple G.
All right. I think we had a good things to say about that. So let's talk about the last possible fight. I'm not really excited for it because I think it's just a landslide. Anthony Joshua versus David Haye. You got a heavyweight champion versus a former cruiserweight champion, correct?
Mm-hmm.
They're both from the UK. That'd be a great fight to do in Wembley Stadium or something like that in the UK. But I think it's not even a contest, honestly. I think Anthony Joshua just beats the brakes off David Haye.
Yeah, David Haye. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's had his time, but Joshua's a bigger dude. I mean, he might have trouble because of speed, but David Haye, I don't think has the skills to put up with Joshua. And I think that's just, I mean, it's a good fight to just keep Joshua busy and give him some money. But I don't want to see that shit. I want to see Joshua fight Wilder, Ortiz, the big dudes, the big boys in the U.S. That's what I want to see. And I mean, for the most part, I think that's just Joshua whoops his ass.
I really want to see, aside from Joshua and the David Haye aspect that we were talking about, I really want to see Wilder fight Ortiz, and then
they're gonna fight.
Oh, nice. And then, well, maybe they can do Joshua and
the winner of that.
Or who was the other name you said? You said another name, didn't you? Oh no, that was it.
There's somebody else in that division. I just can't remember.
Yeah, but hey, if they do the Wilder versus Ortiz, then they can do like how they do it. Like they have a fight in the States and they have a fight in Europe, and then winners come together. Make it happen in the States. Because I mean, you can market. Anthony Joshua is very marketable. Like he's a superstar. He's basically like a Pacquiao Canelo.
He looks like a.
He looks the part.
Yeah.
He looks the part.
Not a bad looking
He's
dude.
a champion.
Yeah.
So he's very marketable. He's like Amir Khan, very marketable.
Yeah.
And he's an Olympian, I believe, gold medalist. So very marketable. If you throw him in there with Wilder's very marketable too. He's funny as fuck.
And he got that TNT.
And what's the other guy? Ortiz
Ortiz
he's
is good.
Really.
He's not that marketable, but he got skills.
He got the skills that pays the bills, and it's sensational for networks to put him on TV. Yeah, he's sensational. He knocks people out clean, and I've never seen a heavyweight move so slick like him. He's a slick dude.
And especially a heavyweight built like him. He's built. He's like
big.
a tank. He's a big dude.
He's slick. I ain't never seen a big guy fight that slick. I mean, I've seen a few, but that dude fights like he's a middleweight or a welterweight. What you think, Paulio?
I think I'm really looking forward to the Ortiz and Wilder fight because like it's so funny because like people are saying Ortiz got caught doing stuff like steroids and and you got Dan Rafael like just being like yeah for sure he was doing dirty crap, and you look at the reports like no, it's from his medication for like the blood pressure and all that crap. So it was like it's funny because like Dan Rafael always pushing the story that Ortiz and these other fighters are dirty. When it turns out they're not, so like it's kind of hurting the marketability because people are like like they just know him as a steroid user when he's.
I don't really want to touch on that because I haven't read the articles, but I know Dan Rafael is just doing his job. I mean, I don't feel like he should be writing about boxing because he's never boxed. I mean, he's covered the sport.
I'll say this: I just don't know how ESPN has someone who don't know shit about boxing and write about boxing.
I agree. I understand he's good at writing. Yeah, writing does take a lot of skill. It's very in order to write for a company you have to be able to write. But I feel like you shouldn't be partaking something you don't know nothing about. And people might say something which is because like I said, not everybody's an expert in something. But I feel like, come on, he's
covering boxing for a lot of years. And
I can't say. I ain't trying to get
he's like that. fat pig over there.
Yes.
I call him out. I'm the other fat guy that likes boxing. I call him out.
I
How
don't
you
know,
call
man.
him? I can't call him.
Man, I call that fat motherfucker out. I just feel like, man, he don't know shit about boxing. He be writing about boxing. A lot of his
feel like
articles.
he's just doing his job. You know?
Oh, yeah, he's
writing-
doing his job,
Writing,
but-
he's writing sensational stuff. Like he's having sensational headers. He's writing clickbait shit.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah,
draws
yeah.
in
But that's-
traffic to the company.
But
He's doing his job.
that shouldn't be. That's the problem with the stuff
that's
now.
him as a writer doing his job.
You
but at
shouldn't
the
be clickbaiting. But that's another thing for another.
Yeah.
Another whatever.
But I mean.
But anyway, what you think, Paulio? So who you got?
I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm gonna just give the edge to Ortiz once he fights Wilder.
And then we all agreed that Josh.
Yeah,
would beat
David Hayes' time is over. Just,
And David Hayes still has to fight some guy named Tony Bellew or something like that.
Tony Bellew's nice.
So
he's nice.
So if Hayes can even get through that dude, you know.
I don't even think he can get through Bellew. Bellew's nice.
maybe Hayes.
If you don't know who Tony Bellew is, just look up the new Rocky movie. It's the guy that knocks out Jordan, Michael B. Jordan. He actually knocked him out. And
I gotta
haven't
watch
seen-
that.
It's on Instagram, so or YouTube. He actually knocks him out. Because when I had seen that scene in the movie. I went to go see that movie. My bad. I was like, he knocked this dude out. Like, I was like, that was a real punch. And then and then I was like, bro, that was not fake. Like, they were trying to, like, he accidentally knocked him out. And then Jordan B. Johnson admits that he was actually unconscious. He got knocked out by David Liu because they were doing a little, what is that called? Action.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's.
It's crazy.
You're talking,
but
about
anyway,
you're talking about when they like have a close up of the punch.
like that.
And yeah, I see that. He actually
I
knocked
in the
him
movie, I knew that was a knockdown. I was like, there. I was like, dude. I was like, because I thought in the movie he got knocked out cold. I was like, and then you know how they do this they transition or whatever. I'm like,
Yeah.
how does he got? Oh, nah, this dude was knocked out. I know a knockout when I see a knockout.
He was slobbering.
He was asleep. They put him in a snuggie.
They're like,
But
what's the
anyway.
pillow under his head?
Alright, so I mean, all right. So this wraps it up. We talked about past fights that happened. Kodo Ali, Loma versus Rigo. We talked about upcoming fights: Errol Spence versus Peterson, DSG Rios, AB Figueroa, and we talked about possible fights: Saunders versus Triple G, Joshua David Hay. That wraps up our discussion today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is the Boxing Nation group: Josh, John, and Paul.
Follow us at Facebook at Box Up Nation, Twitter, Instagram at Box Up Nation. Visit the site boxupnation.com. Purchase our merch.
Yeah, you have opportunity to purchase merch. We got these T-shirts coming. They're reflective in the air. So when the light hits that night, you will shine. They're pretty cool.
100% polyester, so you can get your workout in it, sweat wicking material,
Uh-huh.
premium quality.
So be sure to be on the lookout. Visit the site. Follow us on all social media platforms at Box Up Nation.
Support your local boxing, support your amateur boxers and your pro boxers. We got a list on the site so you can look up who we messing with and who we rocking with, and you can actually support them and help fund some of the training expenses stuff. A lot of these guys, they don't come with families with a lot of money. So buy a shirt that's dope and then help do something dope that helps people who help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, we're out here too. We're not here just to make money. We're also out here to we come from the same upbringing. We're trying to help the talent throughout the nation who are ranked. We have ranked fighters that mob with us, so it's really cool. So you have opportunity to cut our profit margins and split that off to them. So we're more than just that. So this is Boxing Nation. We're out. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe and leave a comment down in the
Peace.
section.